Hi friends, Tilly here, and I've come with some flowers to show you, a rose to show you that I've been making, and with a dilemma. I'm looking for some centers for my roses. These are actually not my roses, they're Emmy's roses. I will show you right here, and I'll put below, this is her, here we go. This is her YouTube name, and this wonderful lady can do anything, any medium, any type of art. She can do it. She's the one that taught me how to do these roses. I have made some out of some funky ribbon that I thought was kind of fun to make, and then the ones that I've been working on lately have been these, and it's the texture of the yarn. This really is not a yarn, it's more of a twine. It's like halfway between. I was blessed to be given very many things. My mother-in-law was de-stashing as she was getting a little bit older and was not doing as much crafting anymore. I got balls and balls of this, and I think it was macrame probably that she was using this. It's a stiffer, very twiny feeling, but they all, I think they all are cute, and I do make a hat and scarf sets, and I decided to use them on my hats. So I have put them on the hats that match the scarves, and I'll see how the ladies feel about this. Put some on, not right now because we're in the middle of 100 degrees for what, months, but as it starts to get cooler, and I'm sure it will sooner or later, I'll be putting these in my store, and I'll be taking them to the craft shows this fall. So I just thought they turned out cute. They I have just a little sample, and you really need to go go to her YouTube channel and watch her video. It is absolutely excellent. That's another thing, that the way she handles her tutorials, as you can see, even I can figure out how to do them. I just wanted to show you a few. If you have not done any crocheting, please don't be frightened. Please, please, please don't be frightened. It is so simple. You're going to start out with something that looks like a pretzel. You know, those nice big pretzels that we can get with cheese on them, and you're going to put your crochet hook, and I'm going to have to look around the camera, through one piece of the pretzel, and you're just going to pull, and you will have started. Then what she will tell you to do is chain, and I'm all thumbs now in front of you all, but she'll have you chain, which is merely grasping the yarn and pulling it through, grasping the yarn and pulling it through. That's a chain. Now I'm positively sure that you all can handle this. She tells you to chain, I think it's I think she said 60, I guess, to see my centimeters, and what I figured out, I have to look down at my yardstick. What I figured out was it would be about 23.5 inches, just a tad more than 23.5 inches that you would chain. Then you're going to turn back around, and you're going to single crochet back in this chain. I want to get close enough so that you can see right here. This is your last chain. It has your stitch in it. What you're going to do is go into the very next stitch. That will be your first stitch. Now you're going to single crochet, and all that is you've gone in there, you're going to grab hold of the yarn and you're going to pull it back through that hole. You'll have 2 loops on, and you'll pull and you'll wrap and you'll pull your yarn through those 2 loops, and that's just single crocheting. In, wrap, pull through, wrap, pull through, and you're going to do that all the way across, so that you have, I have one here, so that you have something that will look like this. Here's your chain, here's your single crochet. When you get that done, she's going to ask you to chain 3, and that's just, you did it before, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Then she's going to have you count over 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. She's going to have you go in, do a single crochet which attaches those 3 stitches. And you're going to have a little hole like this. That's what this is. When you get finished doing these all the way across, you will turn around and come back and do this petal, each one of these petals, and the petals are merely done with a double crochet. So first we're going to chain 3. The very first one we're going to chain 3, and that actually is going to be our first double crochet. Now we're going to wrap. Before we go in, we're going to go through, we're going to pick up our yarn and pull it through. Now we have 3 on. We're going to wrap, pull through the first 2. Blah, can't see. Pull through the first 2. Then we're going to wrap and pull through the last 2. There, you've just done a double crochet. I am going to do one more wrap, go through the big, wrap, wrap, go through 2, wrap, go through 2 more. At the end, we're going to do 5 into each one of these holes, and that's what's going to make these pretty petals. At the end of each one, we're going to do a slip knot, I'm sorry, a slip stitch. And all that is you're going to go through, going to grab the yarn, you're going to pull it through, and you're going to pull it through here. You're not going to wrap anything. All you're doing is securing yourself. For the next hole, you would do the same thing. You would go through, wrap, come through, and come through again, and now you've started your next one. Now you're going to double crochet, you know, into the next hole. But please watch Emmy. She's going to let you know. She's going to show you, and she's going to walk you through so much better than I ever could. When you get to the end of this, and we're getting about to the end of my first, this will have to be a 2-parter here at the top. I have just found that the tail down here at the bottom, because this is going to be the bottom of our rose, we're going to start to turn the rose, and we're just going to roll it and roll it and roll it. But the secret that and you can do that all the way around. You can just continue rolling. You see this single crochet and then coming back, the chain and the single crochet. That's what we're rolling, and we're trying to stay right there, just as neat as can be. Now you can continue that. You can do the entire length that way, and you will come out with a rose. But now she suggests, and that's the way I've done mine, is that after rolling just enough to have a single row, what you're going to do with this this chain and single crochet is go up. You're going to go right to the top, and I don't know, can you see that well enough? And you're going to roll you're going to start rolling from there. And you're going to roll, and you're going to roll, and you're going to roll. And you're going to keep, as you're rolling, now see, as I try to have everything ready, and I do not have my knitting and crocheting box here, but you're going to put one of your big darning needles on this bottom piece right here, and we'll pretend as though I actually have one on. And you're going to take this end piece and you're going to take some stitches, just one or two, as you climb up the ladder. You're going to continue to roll, and then after you've got a goodly amount on, you're going to move it up another, and you're going to continue to roll, and you're going to take a stitch or two, and she'll show you. It's just as easy as pie to see. You're going to take a stitch or two just to hold the rose in place. Now I'll show you why it works out so nice when you continue going up as you wrap. If you leave it all one level, you're going to have a big knot here, and that's fine, depending upon what you want to do with your rose. That can work out just fine for you, depending upon what you want it to be. But let me show you, let's see, I don't know which one I have. Okay, there's the, see, this would be this is the knot, and you would have a very large one, and it would be, about to here. If you gradually step up as you're wrapping, all you need to do when you're finished wrapping and you've secured it with your end is push the center. When you push the center, it does send the center of the rose up. You have dimension to your rose, and you also have a flat back, which means that if in fact you want to put it on on a hat or a scarf or a hair, depending upon what you've made it out. If you've made it out of, say, some satin ribbon, if you've done it with satin ribbon, and you want it as a headpiece for a headband, or because wouldn't that? I mean, just think of like 2 or 3 of these with some of those pretty feather and bead as a maybe a substitute for a veil for a wedding. Just attach maybe 3 of them together, done in white satin ribbon. Because you can actually crochet with any, I mean, you don't absolutely need to be using yarn. I didn't hear. And I have some other pretty ribbon that I'm going to use, that I'm going to make some out of, and I'm assuming that it's going to work just as well. These are fun to make, but now my dilemma, and my dilemma is, without spending days and days and days looking for centers, and it depends upon the medium that that I'm using at the time, but what I'm looking for is suggestions from any of you crafters out there, or any of you that have stores of your own. If you have something that you think would look cute as a center,